What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Growing Up Hip Hop, Season 6, Episode 26, you guys. The episode was titled Thugs-N-Matrimony, you guys. So, before we get into this review, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, then why do you guys keep taking me on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it? You guys need to do me that favor by liking my video, subscribing to my channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing said video. Now, you guys, with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Growing Up Hip Hop, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, I'm going to go ahead and just throw all the Sean and TT stuff together because, quite honestly, you guys, Sean and TT scenes, they bored me. So we see Sean and TT, right? So Sean and TT, they're down in Miami, and, you know, they're discussing the bachelor and bachelorette party, right? That shit was boring as hell. You know, they're talking about how dry it was. Sean, the reason that your party was dry was because of you, my good boy. You were the reason that your party was dry. Because those strippers came in and they wanted to have a good time, but you were a stick in the mud. So let's keep it real. You're the reason that your party was dry, right? So they talk about the wedding. And like I continuously say, again, I know that when it comes to weddings, that men are not, you know, into the whole pomp and circumstance when it comes to weddings, right? But when you think about Sean is completely disengaged, like Meredith Marks from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. He's disengaged. He's just not interested at all. And on top of that, now they're having last minute wedding. This is a last minute wedding. And it's very much giving shotgun, right? I know it's not a shotgun wedding, but the way that they're going, it's just screaming shotgun, right? It screams it to me. I'm just keeping it real. So then we later see TT. Her mom is at her house, right? And they're talking about the wedding, right? And TT is telling her mom about, you know, the wedding planner. And you remember that wedding planner said, she said the wedding planner told her it'll be like $150,000 for the wedding. I'm with her mama, girl, no, do not pay that much money for a wedding and then it's last minute. Absolutely not. Girl, you better go down to the courthouse and go to the justice of the peace and get your ass married, right? And then they're talking about, you know, her TT's grandmother, right? They can't do it in Jamaica because her grandmother can't travel, right? So they're gonna do that down there in Miami. But like I said, this is a last minute thing. And then they're still talking about this whole situation of, you know, people being vaccinated coming to the wedding. And like, you guys know that I'm vaccinated and I've been vaccinated, right? I need to get my booster shot, but I've been vaccinated. And my thing is with that, because it feels like, to me, it feels, and I'm not one of these people who's gonna sit there and say, oh, you need to get vaccinated, right? Because even with the vaccine, you guys can still get you still can get COVID, right? It's not, just because you get vaccinated doesn't mean you won't get it. It just minimizes, you know, the chances of you getting it, and the hospitalization, right? So I just don't get them in this whole vaccine thing, right? Dolly Parton. I just don't get that whole situation, right? Like, at the wedding, you guys can, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. It's their choice, right? If she don't want people who at her wedding that's not vaccinated, that's her choice. But it is what it is. TT's gonna do whatever the hell she wants to do, and I just really don't care, to be quite honest with you, right? So then they talk about where TT and Sean are gonna live after they're married. Shit, they already need to figure. They should have figured that out before. Scratch that. Talking about where they're gonna live after the wedding. They should have thought about that before Lath was born, right? Because Maureen is talking about, you know, Sean's business being over in Jamaica, right, and TT in the States. Like I just said, TT and Sean literally should have thought about that before they had the baby. Like, what are we talking about here? So then the last scene with TT and Sean, we see them, they're out looking at a wedding venue, right? Oh God. Honestly, in this, they annoy me. This is a scene where they really annoy me because they were walking around the venue. Sean is talking about, I don't like this, I don't like this. Is a son gonna be here? And then he was like, why not do the beach? And she's like, I don't want sand in my feet. I'm like, oh my God. This is what you get when you're playing something last minute, right? This is what you get when you plan something last minute. And who plans a wedding last minute is my question. A wedding? A wedding. It's screaming to me that you guys didn't have the funds to pay for the wedding. Just saying. Because even when TT was talking to her mother, right? And I think it was when they were at this venue, because she was talking about the fact that, when they postponed her wedding because of COVID, she said they should have changed the date, right? Girl, even when you postponed it because of COVID, that was months ago, right? Like I said, it's giving me, you just didn't have the money. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There is literally nothing wrong with that, because what's the difference, right? That you postponed it months ago because of COVID, right? So let's say, okay, we postponed our wedding because COVID hit, right? But now that, the restrictions have been lifted, we're going to go full steam ahead with the wedding planning. What's the difference? Can somebody explain to me what's the difference? Because and like I say, I feel like it's money, because you had your date before you postponed it, right? So that means, granted, they knew that they wanted to get married in Jamaica, right? But once COVID hit, you should have then said, okay, maybe Jamaica's not plausible, right? So let's see. Again, suffice it to say, I just think it's a money situation. I just really feel that way. You guys can let me know what you guys think in the comments. I just feel like it's money. I really do. Because with venues, you have to put down a deposit. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna move forward, you guys. All right, guys. So next up, let's just move over and talk about JoJo, right? So we see JoJo. So JoJo is at, I think JoJo and Denise are in LA, right? He's sick, right? And he's telling Denise about this triple date that he wants to do with him and her, Lil Easy and Aaliyah, and Eric is Lil Easy. Lil Easy and Aaliyah, and Boogie and some girl that he's dating, right? So JoJo and Denise, because like I said, JoJo's sick. So Denise was not sure about going on this date, right? But then they got into it with each other, right? Because he wanted her to go out and get some medicine, right? And she had the baby in her arms. But I mean, in this instance, I don't want to say this, but it kind of felt like she was using the baby as an excuse. Because, I mean, JoJo is there. Granted, he is sick. You don't want him to get super duper close to the baby to get possibly get the baby when he has, right? But I was just like, what is going on here? Now, the scene later in the episode, in which we'll talk about, I'm on Denise's side. But with this scene, I gotta be honest, it did kind of give that Denise was just giving a little bit of an excuse. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll discuss it in the comments below. Next up, you guys, let's talk about Sam and Egypt, which I really don't want to talk about them, but let's talk about them. So we see Sam and Egypt, they're in the studio, and that song that Sam played, I was like, that's trash, but hey, whatever. So then they talk about, Boogie and Lil Easy come down, right? They talk about the bachelor party. I didn't know that Boogie had dipped out the bachelor party. Boogie dipped out after the strippers got there. He was like, there are 6 strippers, but then there's guys there, so it was like a sausage fest. I was like, really? When there are strippers that are women, when you're at a bachelor party, I was just wondering, why was Boogie worried about the sausages at the party and not the vaginas? Just a question that I had. I'm not saying anything. I'm just wondering, like, this is a bachelor party. I mean, he knew that. I mean, there were strippers there. It ain't like it was male strippers, it was women. Whatever, he left. I don't give a shit. So then they talk about the wedding, right? So I really wanted Sam to butt out of that conversation because that literally has nothing to do with Sam. And I think that's one of my biggest issues when it comes to Sam. When it comes to Sam and Egypt's family, he inserts himself a lot. Even last season when they were talking about Tahira, he inserts himself. It's like, dude, you're not part of the family. Well, shit, he is now. Because, I mean, yes, I saw last week that Sam and Egypt got married. Girl, I mean, if you like it, I love it. I just don't think it was a smart move for her to marry him. But, I mean, it's done. Ain't much that can be done about it. I just really, honestly wonder. I mean, I just find it odd that her mom and her daddy are cool with that. I mean, I know that they can't say anything to her because she's an adult. But, and he said this in this episode that people call him an opportunist, but sir, that's what it's giving. It's giving very much opportunist, right? It's giving opportunist. That's what it's giving to me. But do I see that marriage lasting? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, but hey, congratulations to them, girl. If that's what you want, go ahead and go for it, right? So then we see Egypt and Boogie. They're outside talking, right? So Egypt is telling Boogie how, you know, she's afraid with all this stuff that's going on with Sam, right? You know, him possibly facing 10 to 15 years in prison, right? And when she said that she wants to have kids with him by the age of 27 or 28, I'm like, oh my God. This poor girl. You know, part of you wants to feel bad for Egypt. And that's what I was about to say a few minutes ago. Because I knew I was going to say, I wanted to say something and I lost what I was going to say. Pepper. I don't understand Pepper. I really don't. And what it is about Pepper that I don't understand is we know at one point Sam in Egypt lived with Pepper. It wouldn't be me. Y'all not gonna shack up in my house. Y'all want to be grown and shack up? Go get your own place and shack up. Like, I just never understood that. I just never understood that. Child, it is what it is. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So then we move over. So we see Egypt, we see Sequoia, Lazy, Tiny, who is Sequoia's mom, and Devin. So they're out bowling, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. In this scene, I actually fell asleep. I literally fell asleep during this scene. And I woke up, I was watching something, and I forgot it was growing up hip hop. I was like, damn, you fell asleep. So I had to go back and rewatch this scene. And even rewatching this scene, I was bored. I was like, oh my God, why? Sam in Egypt, more specifically, Sam is gonna tell this story to whoever, right? Even if they don't really bring it up, Sam is gonna find a way to bring this story up. And I'm just like, oh my God. Why, Jesus? Why? I'm not going to even rehash it because, like I said, you guys, I fell asleep. He recanted the story to Lazy. I wasn't listening. So I know Lazy was talking about, you know, he's talking about he got shot in the head at 16 and now he's buried some of his friends. That I did hear. Anything Sam was saying, you guys, I wasn't listening. So if you guys are looking for that commentary about what Sam was talking about, I don't know what he was talking about because I wasn't listening. Sorry, you guys, one listening. So then we see Boogie. So we're moving over to this triple date with Boogie. We triple date Boogie, his girl, Easy, Lil Easy, and Aaliyah, right? So they're going salsa dancing, and we see the girl that, you know, Boogie is with. Her name is AD. Very cute. And they're doing salsa dancing, right? So then JoJo shows up, and they're like, "Where's Denise at?" Right? And he was like, "Oh, she's coming," right? So then, you know, the salsa dancer, she was teaching them salsa, right? And JoJo got a text message from Denise, right? They got child care service. They got someone to watch the baby, right? But Denise texts him and says she's not coming, right? So then he left. Lil Easy went out behind him to check up on him and see what was going on, right? And I don't know why JoJo didn't think about this in this moment. You don't think that maybe your wife has postpartum depression, or she's just not feeling comfortable? I mean, she just gave birth, so she might not be back to herself 100%. And she just might not be ready to, she might have separation anxiety from, Joey. There are a lot of things that could be going on with Denise, right? And I don't know why JoJo hadn't put two and two together. So we see them talking right the next morning. And he asked her, does she have postpartum? She says she doesn't know. But she also tells him, like, she was tired after putting the baby down, and that the clothes that she has in the closet, they don't fit her. And I was thinking to myself, exactly, JoJo. Earlier in the episode, I kind of was on his side, right? This part of the episode, I'm on Denise's side because I'm like, JoJo, you don't see it. Your wife just had a baby. She might not feel sexy. She might not feel a lot of things. Her, she's postpartum, so she might just be like, she doesn't like her body. She might, like I said a few minutes ago, she might have separation anxiety from the baby. She might actually have postpartum depression. And it's up to you. Honestly, in that scene, JoJo just came off very, very insensitive, and I just did not like that. I didn't like it at all. And then the last scene of the episode, you guys, was with, God damn it, Brianna. All I just heard was Brianna cussing at the police, and the police coming to her door detaining her, and they never told her why they were detaining her. And her son was there. I know they have to be scary for her and her child, right? God, that's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Share. All that goodness, right? And be safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands. Wear a mask. Social distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys, so Real Housewives of Miami. I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do that. If I don't, you guys are not going to see it today. You guys might see it tomorrow with the other shows that I'm doing, because we got what? Ready to Love tonight, Ladies Who List, and Love During Lockup. So you might see it tomorrow. If you don't see it tomorrow, you guys will see it Sunday. One of the two, I don't know. But hey, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.